Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the 9th race in the 2021 FBRL Napa Truck Series. We've got a Canadian front row in the form of Jeff James and Joseph Srigley. Tyler Black fastest in practice in row 2 with Kev Shearer. Bradley Bishop Jr., what a qualifying effort for him and Team Velocity in row 3 next to Ryan Griffin. Luke Martin and Kyle Springer in row 4. They seem to be the championship favorites. But don't count out Ryan Butcher, who starts in row 5. He's got James Silverfox on his left. Getting outside of the top 10, you see Gatlin Downey, Ryan Dagby, and many other drivers who were unable to out-qualify the Sony Cup Series or Hardee's National Series leashes. We come into this race, Luke Martin has just scored his 4th win of the season. Most recently at Knoxville, that puts him at 4 wins on the year. There you see another Canadian, Kyle Collins, in the 22 for Team Velocity. So Andrew Rich is out of Team Velocity for the rest of the year. And the number 23 truck will see a slew of drivers fill out the rest of the schedule. More changes. Lane Sanders to Flipside Motorsports. Aria Carmona going up to the Hardee's National Series. There you see Patrick Smith for Crossroads Racing here today. He is another Canadian. Nick Breeding driving the 87 for Spa with a decent qualifying effort. There you see the 51 of Christian Vargas. Flipside Motorsports new driver in the 51. Jordan Presto is gone. A lot of new drivers entering the race here this weekend at Canadian Tire. As we get towards the rear of the field, 38 laps of action on tap for today's race. Pit window is expected to be about lap 12 to 15. And the fall off is about in the 2 second to 2.5 second range, depending how long you stay out. Some drivers stretched it an extra lap or 2 in practice, and they saw a tire fall off reach up to 3 seconds. Chase Dunbar, Ian Brandt, Bob Burns, and Zachary Bilson round out the starting grid on provisionals, as we'll go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines! Woo!
I can go ahead and crank it up. Fired up. Fired up. Fired up. Fired up. Fired up.
Jeff James and Joseph Srigley will lead them to the green flag. Luke Martin has tied Ryan Butcher's mark for all-time wins in Napa Truck Series history at 4 wins total following the win at Knoxville. He starts 7th today. Can he get win number 5, or will Butcher get by him and get win number 5 for himself, or perhaps one of these other drivers will get the win? Green flag is out, and we are underway from Canada, and Tyler Black will waste no time. The defending race winner, looking for the race lead from the native Jeff James. Unable to get the pass done. Black now trying to defend 2nd place from Joseph Srigley, as Kev Shearer looks to challenge for 3rd. Very technical road course here in the country of Canada. Black and Srigley will go up here side by side. This is a very important corner for pace down this straightaway, as if you clip that grass there on the exit of the corner, it will ruin this entire line. There is a decent amount of draft here today with the package, but it takes about half the strategy to see that come back if you clip that grass. Bradley Bishop Jr. holding in line in 5th, as Luke Martin has already found himself move up to 6th place. Ryan Butcher is looking for 7th place from Ryan Griffin. Butcher will take the spot as Springer fights Gatlin Downey for 9th place. Track position going to be very important here today, especially right off the jump, as James Silverfox has fallen down to 13th place at the start-finish line. Cody Lamas in the 6th for TJ Smith Incorporated. Almost forgot to mention this. Late driver change. TJ Smith slipped in the garage area between practice and qualifying, and Cody Lamas was here at the track for Sony Cup, of course, and he was selected to fill this seat. As you see him and Nevins both going to the grass. Now here's a guy, Lane Sanders, looking to do something better than what he had been doing in the Hardee's National Series so far in 2021. And Lane looking to show Flipside that he can drive, like he knows what he's doing in these race cars when given the right opportunity. And Flipside is known to have a very good engine program, as well as a very good chassis department. So Lane trying to do the best he can with this number 54 as he just passed Cody Lamas for 16th place. Up at the front, Kev Shearer has moved this way up to 2nd place, passing both Tyler Black and Joseph Srigley. And now begins a charge towards Jeff James. Srigley's gonna mess up the corner and get in the grass. That's gonna open the door for Tyler Black to get back into 3rd place, and he will take it as Luke Martin has passed Bradley Bishop Jr. for 5th place. And now he's looking to challenge Srigley for 4th. Seeing a lot of drivers really kick it out going into that corner. That could be dangerous if they're not careful. But Luke Martin will take 4th place away from Joseph Srigley. Been a bit of a war going on. I don't know if it's really a war, but a little bit of heated conversation going on between Martin Motorsports and Joseph Srigley Racing over the past week, including Jeff James, of course. Jeff James no longer going to be driving for Martin Motorsports in the Sony Cup Series as he looks to move to Joseph Srigley Racing following this race weekend. But here, Jeff is here to win here today, and he wants to get Tommy Roberts Racing this win as it's his last truck race scheduled in a Ford. Srigley will fight right back on Luke Martin, looking to take back 4th place. Meanwhile, Ryan Butcher looking to take 6th place away from Bradley Bishop Jr. And both Srigley and Butcher will clear their moves. Griffin staying in line in 8th, Gatlin Downey 9th, and Springer last truck inside the top 10. Want to take this time to look at the rear of the field. As you see, Ian Brandt currently in last place. A very experience-packed field today due to the drive to race at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park across all 3 series to run the triple header. A lot of drivers doing it in the Hardee's National Series from Sony Cup and Napa Truck Series. And, you know, it's just one of those places that everyone wants to come to and race. And Ian Brandt has not been the worst driver in 2021, but here he finds himself running in 40th place. But when you're at the back of the field, very good to set up some passes, as Patrick Smith just did on Christian Vargas. Vargas is struggling a lot here in his first race back in the Napa Truck Series. Zachary Bilson and Chase Dunbar have been making some ground up from provisional land where they started, as Dunbar just passed Francois Chastain for 33rd place, I believe, as Benny Watson had gone by as well. Griffin Lapo McDermott not having a good day. He's in 28th. He has shown some good speed and pace this season coming into this thing. If I can find him on the point sheet, 10th in the standings with 2 top 10 runs. See, someone was off track there in the dirt. Does not appear anybody got turned. Christopher Jones, Nick Breeding struggling. Breeding fallen from 23rd to 26th on the track. Ricky Freeman Jr. having a pretty good day. He's looking to take 23rd away from Kyle Collins, but Collins gets it back on track and throws a bit of a block. Ricky Freeman Jr. will look to the right side. Nonetheless, help from Alexa Lushon in the 1. As, this is getting really dicey. He's just hovering right on the rear quarter panel. He will file in line, and he will lose a position to Lushon. JD Martin, Malik Nevins, and Cody Goforth all racing for 20th place here. Nevins will lose it to Goforth, so not a good day so far for Nevins. And he showed good speed in the road course testing that was done at Virginia International Raceway over the offseason. AJ Jones running pretty well here. Cody Lamas 18th, Lane Sanders 17th. There you see Larry Hagan 16th place. Looks like everybody is going off the track there. Silver Fox not having the best of races. He's in 15th place, lowest, I believe, out of all Sony Cup Series drivers next to Nick Breeding. Bobo Jones running in 14th. Dagby, Kukulon, and Blake Warren just outside the top 10 as Downey has lost 10th place to Kyle Springer. Bradley Bishop Jr. has fallen down to 8th as Luke Martin looks to take back 4th place from Joseph Srigley. Kev Shearer is all over the back bumper of Jeff James for the race lead. And he is on him. Jeff James has led the first 7 laps of the race. Luke Martin will take back 4th from the 4 truck. As Kev still looking for a way by the 34 of Jeff James. Meanwhile, Blake Warren really wants 10th place from Gatlin Downey. The season opener winner at Daytona comes into this race 5th in the points with 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s on top of that win at Daytona. And he has shown very good pace at the road courses this year, including Watkins Glen and Willow Springs. And this is the first race of a long road course stretch. We head to Finland next in a few weeks. And speaking of road course stretch, it's a road course stretch without SCS or HNS drivers in it. All 4 races following this race, as Warren will make the move to the right side of Downey for 10th place right at the start-finish line. But we head to Finland, then we've got a doubleheader in New Zealand, and then we come back to Massachusetts. It was originally going to be a short track race at the Dodge Motordrome that got axed. Massachusetts got moved up from round 16 to round 13, and the Springfield Dirt Mile was added onto the schedule as part of a 2-week stretch of races in the state of Illinois. Warren will take 10th place away from Gatlin Downey, and Warren will set his sights now on Kyle Springer. Kev Shearer will just not give up. He continues to fight against Jeff James, looking for the race lead any way he can. Meanwhile, it's a top 3 breakaway. Jeff James, Kev Shearer, Tyler Black. Second back is Luke Martin. Then Joseph Srigley, Butcher in 6th, Griffin 7th, BBJ 8th. What a good run there for that Team Velocity truck. BBJ showing that team has top 10 pace if you put the right guy in the seat. And then Springer and Blake Warren rounds out the top 10. Fastest lap in the first stint goes to the 05 of Kev Shearer, a 1 minute 19 second .707. Lane Sanders, second fastest on the board. Srigley, Black, and then AJ Jones, the 5 drivers to run a lap time faster than a 1 minute 20. The field has become pretty spaced out. Sebastian Kukulon is looking to take 11th place away from Gatlin Downey. as so far nobody has retired from the race. But it appears passing is quite difficult here today. But Downey will lose not just one position, but perhaps two, as Kukulon clears them. Dagby looking to do the same for 12th place. Dagby had a very good run back at Watkins Glen. Strategized himself to a top 5 finish. And now Downey has fallen down to 13th since the win at Richmond. Didn't have a good run at all at Knoxville. I believe finished about 15th. Now here today at CTMP, he's running in 13th place. Luke Martin is all over the back bumper of Tyler Black. He's peaking and he is making the move for 3rd place. Martin really wants to be the first driver to hit 5 wins in Napa Truck Series history. Also, this is the first race for the Jack Daniels scheme since the 3rd race of the season at Willow Springs. They've been flying the Milwaukee colors ever since that race. And in 3 races with this paint scheme, Luke has just a single top 5 finish. And a single top 10 at that. They had the pit road woes coming out of their stall at Daytona, and then the pit road woes just driving down pit road at Willow Springs. And of course the spin at Willow Springs on lap 1 as well. But today, so far so good for Luke, up to 3rd place. As for many people that know, Paulie World's life is depending on this win. A little social media thing there with Luke Martin is he's been picking these Pokemon to be his profile picture after every win, and after every win they evolve. If he doesn't win, a new Pokemon pops up. And when I said Paulie World's life depends on it, that was obviously not a real Paulie World's life is depending on it, but you know what it is. It's the meme. As we have pit stops here on lap 12, Jeff James, Kev Shear will come down. So lap 12 as expected. If they want to make it from here, they'll have to go 13 laps and then 13 laps again. JD Martin, Kyle Collins also down to the pit lane. As is Bradley Bishop Jr., so 2 of the Team Velocity trucks, both Canadians down pit road. There is Nick Breeding. Roberto Crown Jr. in as well. And that gave the lead to Luke Martin. Next lap by, Luke Martin still leads the race. Will he come to pit road here? Survey says yes. Will anybody stay out? So far, it appears the answer is no. Oh, Larry Hagan has elected to remain on the racetrack 1 more lap. Looks like everybody else will come down pit road here, though. How about Zachary DeLello not having a good run? Remember, he had those issues at Willow Springs. Oh, and he just hit Christopher Jones going into his pit stall. And that has knocked Christopher Jones sideways, and they are going to have a problem getting it to jack up, and that is going to ruin Christopher Jones' race. The flag stand was in the way, but DeLello is off and away without issues compared to the 57 of Christopher Jones. See if we can get a better look at this, since the flag stand was in the way with where they were on pit road. There you see the 57 moving in. Patrick Smith stayed out as well. 57 pulls into his stall. Pit crew hasn't. Oh, wow. And he just turned right into Christopher Jones. So I'm not sure if there was an issue on track between these two or not. I'm being told there wasn't, but perhaps DeLello just upset with trying to get by Christopher Jones. and he has knocked the 57 sideways and ruined their pit stop. DeLello's probation ended after Richmond, so I'm not sure if the officials will do anything about this. Problems for Griffin, Labo, McDermott. They didn't get all the lug nuts on during their pit stop. They had to come back down and fix the issue. An already bad day turned worse for the 25 team, as this is not what they needed at all, as they were already running in 28th place. So a very tough break for Griffin, Labo, McDermott. This just might knock him outside the top 10 in the point standings. They came out of pit road 1-2. Luke Martin is right there in third with one lap fresher set of tires. You see Srigley in fourth, Tyler Black in fifth, as Kev Shearer got a really good corner right there. That's one of the hardest corners to hit, deceptively so. And Kev Shearer's got a run. He's looking to the right side of Jeff James. Does he have enough here for him? Ooh, James tried to block a bit, but Kev's nose is there. And Kev is side by side with Jeff James for the lead here on lap 15. And coming to the start-finish line, Kev Shearer will take the race lead away from Jeff James. Jeff James, though, not giving up. He's going to challenge right back. He's right on his quarter panel. Would Jeff James wreck somebody just for passing him? I don't think he would. I don't think anybody would. But they have been racing very hard, and every inch has mattered here today. As now it is a different three-truck breakaway. Before it was Jeff James, Kev Shearer, and Tyler Black. Now it is Kev Shearer, Jeff James, and Luke Martin. As it looks like Martin will have to outrace a Sony Cup Series regular and a former driver at that, and Hardee's National Series driver of CM Racing, Kev Shearer, if he wants to get win number 5 in his Napa Truck Series career here today. Kyle Springer running inside the top 10 still after that first pit cycle, running in 9th place. Blake Warren, though, closing up in 10th. Coming into this race, Springer has 6 top 5, 7 top 10s on the season. His only finish outside of the top 10 was at Daytona. And I believe the other finish outside the top 5, I want to say, was Phoenix. I could be mistaken. It might have been Willow Springs. Don't quote me on that. But right now, it's looking like another top 5 is not in the picture for them, as now Blake Warren to his right side, looking for 9th place. Warren has it at the start-finish line. And Blake Warren will take it into turn 1. So put Kyle Springer down to 10th place. Luke Martin has been getting increasingly closer to the back of Jeff James, but he swings it wide there. James trying to find a way back by Kev Shearer. Oh, he's going to miss the corner and get in the grass. Will Luke Martin make a move off of that? He's peeking the nose. And he is to the right side of Jeff James, down what I guess you could call the long back straightaway, curve straightaway, whatever you want to call it. 4th on down has not closed in any ground. And Luke Martin will take 2nd place away. Those 1 lap pressure tires seem to be paying off here since he came out right behind them. And now Luke Martin will set his sights on Kev Shearer for the race lead. Got a heck of a battle going on back here for 17th place between JD Martin, Cody Goforth, and Gatlin Downey. Downey losing several positions on pit road. Forgot to go through the field after that pit cycle, by the way. You see Larry Hagan up to 11th. As look at the racing these three are doing right here. Goforth about to lose 2 positions. Silver Fox 14th. Lane Sanders is up to 13th place. And Kyle Collins moved up to 20th on the undercut strategy. But man, these 3 drivers are putting on a heck of a show right here. Ooh, Downey came really close to clipping Cody Goforth. JD Martin will clear for 17th place. Will Goforth be able to retain 18th? Downey is following the draft wake of JD Martin. And Downey will fall in line behind the 84. Maybe not, no. Meanwhile, in front, Dagby and Bobo Jones racing for 15th place. Dagby will take that spot. Speaking of JD Martin, if you weren't living under a rock, you'd know that Martin Motorsports will acquire Tommy Roberts Racing at the end of the 2021 season. And they have confirmed the driver lineup of JD Martin, Nick Breeding, and Ace Wild in a 3-truck effort for Martin Motorsports next year, which is basically going to be what Tommy Roberts is right now, but with added support. Since Martin Motorsports has a Sony Cup Series team, it will let them fuel the Napa Truck Series a little more if they so choose. But of course, budgets are budgets. But I definitely think this will be a budget increase to JD Martin's career. As Bobo Jones goes wide, JD will just hang in line for now. Let's go through more of the field. AJ Jones has fallen to 22nd, Malik Nevins in 23rd, Lamas in 24th. See Nick Breeding. Dewey Schramm the third up to 28th inside the top 30. Chase Dunbar 31st. Christian Vargas in 32nd now. So you see Patrick Smith on the overcut is 34th place right now, but just tough days for these guys, plus Griffin Lapel McDermott and Christopher Jones. As Jeff James is fighting back against Luke Martin for second place, it has allowed Kev Shearer to drive away. What a show these two are putting on over second place. Jeff James does not want to give up on this position. Luke Martin trying to keep as much track space he can there, but he got his left side dipped in the grass, and that'll let Jeff James take back second place. Meanwhile, behind them, Ryan Griffin looking for what would be sixth place on Ryan Butcher. As the next pit stop cycle is about 4 laps away. Butcher has so far been the third best Napa Truck Series regular today, behind Tyler Black and Luke Martin, and he will fall to 7th place. As Springer took back 9th from Blake Warren, no longer. Blake Warren has jumped straight up to 8th over Bradley Bishop Jr. and Kyle Springer. Well, here's how it happened. Going up the hill into the hard right-hander, Warren shoved Springer aside. Springer goes in the grass. And then Warren just got a really good corner, gets a really good run here on Bradley Bishop Jr. You can just see the run right there. And he's peeking to the right the entire time, trying to set himself up for this corner, which he did, going right under the Canadian Tire sign. To the right side of Bradley Bishop Jr. he went, and up to 8th place, 2 positions in 1 lap for the 8 team of Blake Warren and Breeding Enterprises, as the team has all 3 trucks inside the top 11. Ryan Griffin continuing to charge forward as Tyler Black will get in the grass. Man, my tongue be stumbling over my lips a lot today. Griffin's going to get a huge run here on the 77 of Black. Black trying to remain top 5 for Single Z Racing. He is currently the 2nd highest Ford on the track behind Jeff James, as Ford has not won yet in the Napa Truck Series this year. Griffin's going to get to the right side of Black, looking for 5th place for Joseph Srigley Racing, this part-time truck team. will merge up with Monster Energy Racing. Monster Energy is going Napa Truck Series racing next season. It'll be a 3-truck operation, 1 part-time truck, 2 full-time trucks, Justin Johnson and Tib Foster. Foster and Napa Pro Series winner from 2019 at Eldora. So those 2 will run full-time, and then there will be a 3rd truck part-time. Another team of note is Shark House Performance. They will be allianced up with Martin Motorsports. Was originally going to be allianced up with Tommy Roberts Racing. The alliance deal has stayed. That team owned by AJ Jones. They have signed Austin Johnson to run full-time, and they also plan to run a part-time truck as well, as Ryan Griffin passes Tyler Black for 5th place. Bobo Jones lost 15th to Dagby a few laps ago, and now JD Martin is looking for 16th on his back bumper. Will he set up a move here? No, he will not. Downey has fallen to 19th, meanwhile, as Kukulon is looking to get 12th place from Lane Sanders up ahead. Lushon going after Cody Goforth. Oh, as Bobo Jones has blown up off the final corner. And that has stacked up JD Martin, Downey, Goforth, Lushon, AJ Jones, and several drivers. Oh, this is going to be a mess. This is the first mechanical failure of the day. Downey gets by first, then JD Goforth losing tons of positions. And he'll finally get by. Look at Dewey Schramm. He's getting loose in the oil. Ooh, baby Dewey Schramm. Watch out. Oh, and DeLello just spun Roberto Crown Jr. Roberto Crown will lose a ton of positions. Dunbar will slice by the 76 of Bobo Jones. But what a disaster for North Border Motorsports 76 truck. And this will result in them finishing in last place unless something happens to Christopher Jones here in the next lap. But let's take another look at what happened there between DeLello and Crown, as that was on the blind spot of the hill. Let's take a slow motion look at this. DeLello is just gonna run right over Crown. I'm wondering if the hill had maybe something to do with it. Just ran him right over, spun him around. No major harm here done to Crown, but thankfully he was off the track and out of the way of other drivers. But man, DeLello showing a surge of aggression that we haven't seen since Willow Springs. And it will be very interesting to see now if the Napa Truck Series officials do anything about his driving here today. One minor pit road incident, minor contact there, but has now caused the 57 to go 2 laps down. And now running over Roberto Crown Jr. Well, that has created a large gap. JD Martin has now lost another position to Alexa Lushon. And it really hurt Cody Goforth. Look at him all the way back there. He would have been at the front of these drivers before. So it looks like somebody here has a hand out the window. And it appears to be the 38 of JD Martin. So Martin going to come down lap 24 to 25. That would be right at the edge of the fuel window. Going to be close on him making it from here, but after losing all that time, not a bad call to pull the undercut strategy. Hard to get a camera angle here. So JD will make his final stop of the day. Brett Houck has come in as well. Maybe looking at an opportunity, since everyone got slowed up from the 76, could help him gain some valuable track time. As Bobo Jones continues to inch around the racetrack, Kev Shearer is coming. Luke Martin has passed back Jeff James yet again, as Jeff James is trying to close the distance. Ooh, this could get dicey. Bobo will come into pit road, and Kev Shearer will follow him in. Oh man, watch out for the slick. Top 3 all come into pit road on the same lap, so no overcut or undercut out of the front runners. Ryan Griffin will be the first one to stay out. See how much longer he elects to go. He was 3.7 seconds behind at the line, and that was after Kev had already hit pit road. Looks like Blake Warren has elected to stay on track, so has Kyle Springer, Larry Hagan, James Silverfox, AJ Jones goes by, Cody Lamas will go by. That is I couldn't tell who that was. Bob Burns and Patrick Smith. Kev will come out with Luke Martin right behind them. Smith will not be able to get by the 05 here. Now, are Colt tires versus Warren tires an advantage or a disadvantage? And based on experience, they seem to be about equal, if not Colt tires a bit better. It depends on the amount of fall off the tire really shows over the course of a run. But it looks like Kev will not be under fire here from the 10. And Luke Martin will not be hurt from the 10 just yet. As it appears, Dewey Schramm III has had an issue on pit road. As the rest of the drivers come down, don't believe anybody will stay out this time. Luke Martin will pass Patrick Smith here. And Smith will head straight to pit road. So that gives the lead back to Kev Shear. Luke Martin is right there in second place, as Jeff James lost a ton of time on his final pit stop of the day. Well, the 65 team had a normal pit stop, and then when Dewey Schramm went to leave, he got into the back of Roberto Crown Jr., and it appears he stalled the truck. It backed up, and then it just stopped moving. You can see it inching forward. He's got the wheel turned to the right, but just unable to get it moving. And another driver who was having an already bad day just had their day get worse. Well, don't look now, Kev Shearer fans, because Luke Martin is all over your boy's back bumper. Kev trying to get the 05 team their second win of the year. Cody Lamas got it done for them back at Willow Springs. It would be the first truck to have different drivers win in 2021. We had, of course, Blake Warren win at Daytona, the 80th Butcher at Phoenix, and then, of course, just mentioned it, Lamas at Willow Springs. Luke Martin with his 4 wins of Watkins Glen, Nashville, Kentucky, and Knoxville, and then Gatlin Downey at Richmond, after pit strategy played a big factor in that one at the end of the race. Jeff James is 3.5 seconds behind, with Joseph Srigley right there with him in 4th. So 2 Canadians inside the top 5. Griffin comes out right in 5th. Tyler Black 6th, Butcher 7th. Haven't talked point standings all race. Springer came in with a 13-point lead over Luke Martin. Downey 51 back, Butcher 55 back, and Blake Warren 56 back. With Tyler Black 62 back and Malik Nevins 87 back. They are, right now, I'd say the main drivers in the hunt. Of course, right now the main hunt or fight is between just Luke Martin and Kyle Springer, as Springer finds himself down in 10th place, and he is under fire from Sebastian Kukulon. Fastest lap on the race will go to Gatlin Downey, a 1:19.697, with 11 total drivers running under a 1-minute 20-second lap time. So Kukulon running in 11th, Hagan 12th, Silver Fox, Dagby, Lane Sanders top 15, and then we see the jump. And there you see J.D. Martin, Gatlin Downey, Alexa Luchon, A.J. Jones, and so forth. As both of the North Border trucks left on the racetrack are running just inside / outside of the top 25. course, Bobo Jones out with the engine issue there. Tough break for them, but Watson and Ricky Freeman Jr. trying to get something decent for the team owner. Watson currently right behind Goforth for 24th as the 13's got a problem. Owen Vargas is going to go around trying to miss him, and Ricky Freeman Jr. had nowhere to go. Something just broke on Benny Watson's truck, and the race today for North Border Motorsports just went from bad to worse. Hearing there was a flat tire on the 13, but he just stopped it right there in the middle of the corner, and it looked like Vargas got sideways trying to miss him. We'll get another look at this in slow motion. You can see everything seems fine, but the second they went into the braking zone, right there, something hopped, and he just locked it down. But behind them, he's got Dunbar, Vargas, and Ricky Freeman Jr., and they are sideways. Vargas actually loses it on the curb and gets into Ricky Freeman Jr. Slams into the back of Benny Watson, and then that sends Vargas completely around, and then Ricky Freeman Jr. had nowhere to go as well. So, bad to worse for North Border Motorsports. Look at the Lello just scraping by Christian Vargas. Same there with Patrick Smith and Ian Brandt. But man, what a tough break for Benny Watson. And Christian Vargas had made it up into the top 30, not what he needed either. 51 of Vargas has elected to come down pit road a lap later. We're hearing that they've got an oil leak going on from the damage they got in the contact with Benny Watson. It looks like they'll get it fixed pretty quickly, get him back out on the racetrack, but this will drop him in the running order down to, I believe, 36th place, as he will come out right behind the top two of Kev Shearer and Luke Martin. Not much has been going on since Watson and Vargas had their issues. Kev Shearer still leads over Luke Martin. It seems every time Martin gets close to Kev, he messes up this corner right here, dips the left sides in the grass, and loses any amount of ground he had gained. There you see the bobble and a little touch to the grass for the 15. 51 of Vargas has been inching forward, so his tires doing about the same amount of work now as the 15. Jeff James has started to close the distance from third, but I'm not sure how much time he has. Srigley sits in fourth all by his lonesome, as Dewey Schramm the third, who's 2 laps down, is behind him. Griffin in fifth, Black sixth, Butcher seventh, Blake Warren eighth, Bradley Bishop Jr. ninth, as Springer is under fire from Sebastian Kugelund for 10th. Could the top 10 streak be over for the 56 team here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park? Not the track you'd expect it to end at, considering how well Springer did at Watkins Glen. But he is going to lose 10th place to Sebastian Kugelund. 4 laps to go in the race here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. And Springer is about to watch his points lead go away. It was only 13 points between him and Luke Martin with where Martin runs on track. If Martin holds that second place run, he will lose the points lead, or Springer will lose the points lead to Martin. I should say Martin will take that points lead. Butcher will gain a good amount of points here on Springer, but same with Tyler Black, but they're not going to gain anything on Luke Martin. As Springer will get in the grass, and that's going to hurt him now to Larry Hagan, who's looking for 11th. Gap coming in from Butcher to Springer was 41 points. Tyler Black, 49 points to Kyle Springer. as Kev now has a 1 second lead over the 15. It might be all said and done up there for the lead. Jeff James is closing fast as Hagan will take 11th place. Lap after lap, and Luke Martin now with 2 laps to go. He messed up the corner again, but he still gained a 10th to Kev Shearer, so not sure if the mistakes are making Kev relax and allowing Luke Martin to gain ground, or if Luke has found something elsewhere on the track to help him beat out Kev Shearer. But if he messes up the corner here, I think it's going to be all said and done. He really dives it up the hill, and then he just bobbles it there, gets loose, gets in the grass. 2 laps to go, but you really got to set yourself up for a good run down this straightaway, and they really just pop off the gears down this part of the track. So now Luke Martin has Christian Vargas closing up in his mirror a lap down. Jeff James continues to close the distance from 3rd, but again, I believe he is out of time to do anything with it. White flag in the air for Kev Shearer and Shade Benyako Racing looking for their 2nd win of 2021 and 2nd on a road course. If Kev got the win done, he would become the 29th different driver to win a Napa Truck Series race. It's not over yet, though. We still have a lap here. Luke Martin is really closing up the distance. Oh, he is there. Luke Martin has suddenly closed the gap big time. Even that last lap when he clipped the grass, he was a 10th and a half faster. He's right on Kev Shearer's back bumper. Perfect corner for the 15 of Luke Martin. He's peeking to the right. This might not be over yet, ladies and gentlemen. If he was in the draft wake, he'd be getting a pretty good run right now. There he is, sniffing a peek. Coming up to the final corners. I think Luke Martin's just too far away. Oh, he really pulls up to Kev Shearer. Final corner. Can Luke Martin do anything? He's peeking to the right side. Better drive off, but no. Kev Shearer wins at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the first time in his Napa Truck Series career. Just wasn't enough. Luke needed to have been perfect in that corner at 2 to go, just like he was there at 1 to go. Or perhaps he should have just ridden in the draft wake a little longer there, but Kev Shearer is your winner. Jeff James closed the gap down to a 2.5 seconds by the end of the race. Srigley will come home 4th, Griffin in 5th. Good day there for him, both driver and team-wise. Tyler Black, Ryan Butcher, Blake Warren, Bradley Bishop Jr., and Kyle Springer is actually going to keep it alive. He got it back inside the top 10. So it looks like capitalizing there over Kukulon and Larry Hagan. So Springer gets a top 10 to end the race after all. We're going to be off for a few weeks, and then we will ship all the Napa Truck Series regulars overseas to Finland. While the Sony Cup Series and Hardee's National Series will head back to the States, the Napa Truck Series will continue an international tour across 3 racetracks. So next time, we'll be in Finland at the Karjala circuit. And I will see all of you then for what will hopefully be a much more entertaining race. To me, this race, not as entertaining. Sure, they were close racing, but not a lot of passes going on there. Just one on-track pass for the race lead between Kev Shearer and Jeff James. Here come your official race results and point standings, and I will see you guys next time.